Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty universal, really. How do you find the right partners? Especially when the stakes are, well, sky high, like in investment deals. And this conversation is actually part of the Journey series by ACE. They're a cross-border boutique investment bank focusing on that global investor and business owner network.
That's right.
So, our mission today, we want to unpack how you can really qualify potential deal partners. How do you cut through the uncertainty when you're trying to make these new connections in the investment world? We're using the ACE Navigator as our guide here.
Which is a really practical resource, I find.
It really is. We hear it all the time from investors, from founders, this frustration with non-qualified parties just soaking up time.
Oh, absolutely. It's more than just frustrating.
Yeah, the guide says non-organized introductions waste precious time, mental and financial resources, and honestly, it's your focus that suffers most. It can even mean you end up taking worse terms or missing the really good opportunities just because you're worn out filtering.
Exactly. Burnout is real in this process.
But what if there was a better way? A structured approach to qualify people efficiently? Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, the core idea, and the ACE Navigator puts this nicely, is testing the waters before a deep dive. It's not just about you checking them out.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be a two-sided qualification process. Think of it as, well, like a mutual discovery. Are we actually heading in the same direction? Do we even want the same things?
Right, so it's not an interrogation, it's more of a joint evaluation.
Precisely. It helps close that gap between what you know and what you don't, and frankly, it avoids a lot of wasted energy and missed chances later on.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So two-sided. If we're testing these waters, where's the starting point? Say you meet someone, maybe at an event or get an intro, the urge is to jump right in deep, yeah?
Yeah, usually. But the guide wisely suggests pausing. Your first real step should be setting up a discovery call.
Okay, the discovery call. What makes that different?
It's simplicity, really. No major travel, no huge prep needed. It's just a chance to, chat freely, exchange basic profiles, outline what you're both looking for.
So low stakes, high information potential.
Exactly. You give your quick summary, they give theirs. And you listen. The guide points out the first few minutes are where important information is exchanged and attention span is at its highest.
Makes sense. Get the key stuff out quickly.
Yeah. Things like sector focus, geography, the kind of investment size you're talking about, company stage, the basics.
The guide uses that analogy, doesn't it, about the journey?
It does. It's like identifying your current location, your target destination, and agreeing which path to take. Are we even on the same map? And if there's a really wide gap right there, say you're focused on Series B in Europe, they only do seed funding in Southeast Asia, the advice is clear. Discontinue discussions at this stage.
Just stop. Don't waste the time.
Don't waste anyone's time. It's mutual respect, really.
Okay, a powerful first filter. Now, the guide also has specific tips for founders during that call, right? It mentions the emotions involved.
Oh, yeah, the natural emotions. Excitement, maybe even a bit of, well, the guide calls it greed, thinking about the money. But also anxiety or fear. Am I ready? Am I giving up too much?
So how does a good deal maker handle that? How do they sort of neutralize those big feelings?
Well, it's about building trust quickly, I think. Being transparent, setting realistic expectations, not just painting the rosy picture, but showing the actual path, the steps involved. It grounds the conversation.
So being the calm, objective voice.
Pretty much. And for founders, the guide says, ask direct questions. Ask investors about their actual deals, sector, country, size. What impact did they really bring besides cash, exits, fund sources? What makes them different?
Okay, concrete stuff.
And if it's a deal maker or banker, ask about their deals, their investor network, who, where, how big, fund sources. Do they talk directly to the decision makers? What's their role? What are their terms?
Got it. And what about the don'ts? What should founders definitely avoid?
Oh, this is crucial. First, do not misrepresent your company info. Ever.
Yeah.
Sophisticated investors do deep dives. They will find out, and your credibility is shot.
Right. Honesty first.
Absolutely. Second, don't get bogged down in tiny technical details on this first call. Focus on the big picture. Core activities, evolution, strategic value, potential.
Keep it at a level.
Yeah. Also, don't just dump all your problems on them. And maybe be open about your investment framework. Don't try to dictate terms right away if you haven't really thought it through. Listen to theirs first.
And manage expectations.
Definitely don't expect cash immediately. This is just the start. But this short call, maybe 15, 30 minutes, it can filter the majority of non-matching parties. It's incredibly efficient.
Okay, that's a really effective first screen.
Yeah.
So let's say you pass that, there seems to be alignment. What's step 2?
Step 2, according to the Navigator, is the high-level review of non-confidential information.
Non-confidential. So what does that usually involve?
For the business side, the investor or deal maker might ask for things like an investment memorandum. The strategic overview may be a high-level financial model, perhaps initial access to a data room. It's about checking the basic readiness of your materials.
And the guide mentions feedback here too.
Yes, and this is interesting. Good investors or deal makers might offer constructive feedback at this stage. It's actually a way to build deeper relationships by helping the founder improve their pitch or materials.
So it's part of that two-sided process again.
Hmm.
And for the investor side.
It's about verifying what they claimed in the discovery call, checking those announced deals, looking into the fund sources, starting that preliminary diligence.
Makes sense. Build on what you learned.
And there's a key tip here. Generally, it's safer to deal with institutional funds, sovereign funds, PE, VC, established holding companies.
Why institutional specifically?
Because they're usually registered with regulators subject to audits. There's more transparency, more oversight compared to, say, dealing with individuals directly.
But there's a warning too, isn't there?
There is. A big one. Even with famous registered funds, you need deep market intelligence. The guide warns some have engaged in unprofessional activity. Oversight varies globally, so you still need to do your homework. Advanced verification is key.
So reputation isn't everything, you still have to check.
You really do. And for deal makers, referrals are good signals. Check their public deals, their team profiles. The guide strongly advises using an experienced deal maker to avoid, uninformed decisions and unnecessary risks to the company and the founder's wealth.
Okay, so this stage filters out even more.
Absolutely. The guide says most of non-qualified parties are filtered out here. Either they don't match terms or they just can't provide basic info, revealing they aren't legitimate. It saves huge amounts of time and resources.
Right. So discovery call, high-level review. What's the final key step in this qualification process?
Step 3 is formal engagement. The Navigator calls this a simple and quick, yet critical gauge of commitment, readiness, and willingness.
Okay, so this is where things get more official. For founders, what does that look like?
It means getting into actual investment documents, like term sheets. These lay out key terms and negotiate them at an early stage, getting agreement on the core deal structure. And crucially, if someone agrees on terms but then refuses to sign a term sheet, that's a major red flag. Shows a real lack of commitment.
That makes sense. It's about putting things down on paper. What about from the investor side? How do they show commitment formally?
Their commitment shows through timely release of documents, things like letters of intent, proof of funds, those term sheets again, leading eventually to shareholder agreements.
And delays here are bad news.
Big warning sign, yeah. The guide stresses that persistent delays are a red flag. Founders shouldn't just freeze their investment plans, waiting indefinitely. We've all heard stories of founders waiting months, even a year at this stage. It's incredibly draining.
Yeah, you can't put your whole process on hold.
Exactly. And for deal makers, it's about formally mandating them, getting those engagement agreements signed. If someone shies away from mandate agreements, it suggests they aren't really serious. They might just want to watch from the sidelines without real skin in the game.
So commitment needs to be formalized across the board.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here is how the guide points to the role of other advisors, auditors, legal teams, custodians, banks. They safeguard everyone. This formal stage, requiring official commitments and bringing in these experts, easily deters non-committed parties.
Okay, so recapping the journey using the ACE Navigator. Step 1, the quick discovery call for basic alignment.
Right. Filter fast.
Step 2, the high-level review of non-confidential info, checking readiness, legitimacy, maybe getting feedback.
Deeper check, build a rapport.
And step 3, formal engagement, gauging real commitment through documents and official mandates.
That commitment test.
Following these steps means, as the guide says, qualified deal parties can take discussions to the next level with fresh energy and focus. The real deal-making only starts after this qualification.
Exactly. It clears the path.
It really does turn a potentially chaotic process into something much clearer.
It does. And maybe that leads to a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on. Beyond these systematic checks we've discussed, once you do get to that formal engagement, what are those deeper alignments, things like values, long-term vision, that become really critical for a truly successful journey, something beyond just the deal mechanics?
That's a great question. What makes it a truly lasting partnership? Food for thought. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope these insights help you navigate your own journeys with a bit more clarity.